Hey Huber, this is Cindy Schwartz and Sheena Mays, and we are here today talking about the City Council session from last night, November the 5th.
Yep, work session. So, um, first off though, I said a little bit about me yesterday, or not yesterday, but my last video. So Sheena, why don't you tell the people about yourself first?
Sure. So my name is Sheena Mays, and I have lived in Huber since late 2023. We moved to Carriage Trails when my husband got a job here. And yeah, I run a little business out of our home, and I met Cindy during the annexation petition signing. I have a heart for social justice and just justice in general. So she and I kind of made a path towards one another over that. And we've kind of been friends ever since.
Yep, and you've adopted my 21-year-old daughter. So
I have. She's here a lot.
So, okay. So now that you know about me and you know about Sheena, let's get on to this work session because it was about 2.5 hours long. It was packed full of stuff. A lot of things in it were great. Um, I'm going to encourage everybody just to go and watch it because there was so much good information in the city manager report on what the city is doing, the grants that they've obtained, um, leaf pickup. Um, yeah, there was so much good in there that you really need to watch it. Go to the Huber Heights website, click on government. Well, click the 3 lines over to the side, click government, click agendas, meetings, and packets. And you can literally just go to the date, November 5th, and then it will show you to where you can click on or you can review that agenda. So, and then from there, you can see everything that they were going to talk about. You just don't hear the discussion. But if you go to the video of it, you'll be able to watch it from its entirety if you want, or you can just um, watch that city manager report. But there was a lot of good info.
I think to expedite the process for some people, I usually go to live streaming, and then I usually just click on the city council, the council work sessions, and it usually takes me to the date that I want, and can usually click on it fairly easy if they're just going to watch, and it gets them there really fast. So, but
Yeah, that's on your computer. Over the phone, like if you're just doing it from your phone, it's
you have to
gonna
click
look,
on the hamburger.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna look a little different for you.
So, but yeah, I do think that I like the fact that if you click on that, just that city council, I don't forget how it's listed within the section, the city manager report is what it says. So if you just click on the city manager report, if you don't want to listen to anything else during that meeting, I think that that section alone has a bunch of great information in it for you.
Yeah, and it would take you right to that part of the video. So yeah. Anything else about the manager report or anything?
I think during that section, one of the things that, well, they talked about the city newsletter. Can I just tell you that I didn't know that we had a city newsletter?
Oh,
I had no idea.
well, there's probably a lot of other people that might not realize that we have it, and It's didn't they say that it's going to be sent out in the mail?
Yes, they said
Yeah.
it's going back to it's basically snail mail, and I was like, okay. I didn't know that we had the option for an email version, but yeah, back to snail mail apparently. So,
Yeah, I think that it was just like publicly posted on websites
oh, okay, all right.
and things for people to be able to look at it. But having an actual piece in the mail that you can, you know, put on the fridge to reference every now and then, I think was was great that they're going back to
Well,
mail to do that.
and they talked, I remember like just a little while ago, I got something in the mail about some events coming up.
Hmm.
And they referenced that during this section of the meeting. And I was like, hey, I got that in the mail.
Yep.
And it's actually sitting over there in my queue so I can pull it out and look at it. I should probably hang it on my fridge, but yeah, I know where it's at and I know what events were basically on it that we decided we wanted to go to and we didn't want to go to. And I just love that I have that
Hmm.
and I know what's coming up and some of them are on my calendar. And now I love that they did that.
Yeah, yeah, it's that's definitely a plus. Um, from the meeting, after that, um, I mean, I just went over about the leaf pickup and that they say in there that you can check the city website on the leaf pickup schedule to find out what streets they're going to be doing that day. It was said that they're going to be doing at least 2 passes down all streets. So, if you want to try to coordinate, when you're getting your leaves close to the curb, definitely check the city website so that you can do that. Um,
Is this a section where they talked about Parks and Rec stuff too? They talk about the trees during this section.
I do not. The tree section was,
Or was it separate?
yeah, it was
Isn't it?
separate.
Okay.
So there was a Parks and Rec board update, and then they went to the public tree ordinance, and you could talk about that.
Okay. So um I honestly haven't seen them out removing trees, but apparently some people have complained because they've been removing trees and they didn't know what was going on. They just thought the city was out randomly cutting down trees and have been very upset about it. So
Mhm.
they've slowed their roll on cutting down some trees until they can get an informational campaign out. But they're basically cutting down trees that are a nuisance and that are against state code.
Yeah, the Bradford pears.
That smell like really gross.
Fishy, fishy.
so, they have a whole list apparently of the trees that are scheduled to be cut down, but they're also replacing them.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 to 1 to where there are, for every one Bradford that they take down, they're going to be putting up 2 more native trees
Yes.
to the area.
So I love this.
Mhm.
And I love that they're doing this. I really wish more people would do this because the Bradford pears are really truly a nuisance. And
They're very invasive.
they so if you see them out cutting down trees, just understand that there is a purpose for them doing it and they have permission to do it and they are going to replace that tree with something better.
Hmm.
Please don't be mad.
Do you want to go into what else they were talking about?
Oh,
The
being
trees?
yes, and I forget what the name of the so there's a they're getting ready to apply for admission to an organization that would allow Huber, and they pretty much meet all of the requirements as it is right now, but it would allow them to have an arborist and they would be eligible for some grants, hopefully. But basically it would make us a city that is part of Tree City, USA, is my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, because we're already pretty much doing everything for that, and we are actually spending over what is required to be part of that. And so why not?
I love this. I truly love this. And I think that this is great for Huber Heights. And as you drive around, like, I think that some of the landscaping in Huber Heights is absolutely gorgeous anyways. And even some of the old brick neighborhoods, like, I've driven through, and there's like just gigantic trees in some of those yards.
Mm-hmm.
And I, I'm just excited to see what happens.
Yeah, well, with as much development, and demo and everything that we've had, um,
Yeah.
anything to try to
Conserve,
help
preserve.
bring, yeah, try to preserve what we have, and try to incorporate
Yeah.
new, native type plants and trees back in, the better, because it's it is hard for a lot of people to breathe here in Huber. We have tons of gas stations. We have tons of vehicles on the roads. It we need we need clean air, and we really have to, you know, make sure that we're taking care of
Yeah.
our residents as we're increasing, you know, concrete instead of nature.
This is an intentional move, and I really do love this. So bravo.
Step in the right direction. Um, after that, can you go back to that agenda?
Sure, yeah.
What do we have after that?
Just the Rotary.
Ah, okay. So the it is the soccer fields stuff that is over by, I guess, where you would say where Taylorsville and Rip Rap meet. Like right across from there, there's some fields there, and there is a shelter. And the Rotary Club is who pretty much got that shelter to be there. So, and now the Rotary Club is asking the city mainly to let them kind of just adopt that park. They're going to uh, take care of it and maintain it. And what did they call it? They said
They were going to build a pollinator garden too.
yes, and they were going to call it something butterfly. Do you remember?
I don't.
I can't remember either, but it was a perfect name.
It was.
It was a perfect name for what they're going to be doing there. And anytime, and this was said on the dais by I believe the mayor and other council members, anytime that we have like a business or a nonprofit or whoever that wants to come and adopt a park, bravo. Like, so definitely that was another great thing.
Who should stop them? Not me, not you. Like,
Yeah.
let them have at it.
Yes, exactly. Like, so the concept that they were bringing forward, kind of adopting it, and then this beautiful name to go with it, because it's kind of going to be like a butterfly
Yeah.
garden, there. Just another aspect of that, nature.
And it's called
That we
now it's
miss.
called Rotary Park. And they were just asking for the naming rights to change the name is what was basically on the agenda item.
Yeah.
So
Well, and with them taking it over, they have more control.
Correct.
I mean, it's still, in the city, So you still have to abide by everything, but they're going to be pretty much like maintaining it.
Yeah.
So what else do we have? Oh, city employee health insurance. I don't really want to get into that too much because I have not looked over what they had previously to what they're going to be getting. I can tell you that I know that the dental is okay, I can't remember the dental.
I can tell you that everyone's health insurance is going up this year for the most part. I can tell you that everyone is dealing with a big fat mess. And
Mhm.
so whoever was having to negotiate with their broker, God bless them. You
Yeah,
know,
well,
like,
the broker was like Katie Katie Nisley is the HR, and she goes and she communicates with the broker, and she was working like even with John Russell, the city manager, on let's see what we can get. If they would have stayed with their current insurance
yes.
provider, 30% increase,
And that's what
over $1 million.
that's what people are dealing with. That's what companies are dealing with. It's absolutely asinine. Like,
Yeah. So she ended up being able to find insurance provider that I think was only like 5.5% increase. They keep the same types of benefits. A lot of things stay the same, which you know how hard that is if they don't stay the same, and you have to keep switching insurances every year. Like it.
and that's one of the things they talked about was how they were really looking for a provider that would be consistently with them
Mm-hmm.
for several years, instead of just being concerned about, kicking up the price on them for this year and then getting rid of them next year or whatever. And
Yeah.
they feel like they've found someone that will consistently be their provider for several years now. And that was important to them. So,
Yeah, that was like a huge thing that John Russell, was talking about because I mean he's worked with the city for a long time. So yeah. So that it it keeps getting more and more expensive, but so does everything else. It's expected. But just from what I seen, and what I heard, it I haven't reviewed like anything. I'm probably not going to because but definitely seems like they did a good job there.
yeah, I agree.
So the Powell Road S curve realignment project and rewarding the contract. So everybody knows that the old Powell is just kind of like a uh, they're straightening that out. That's been in the works for a year and a half, 2 years. And they I know that they have had to go through like eminent domain to try to get some of that land from landowners. Now they don't just take it and you know say the heck with you. Like they they're paying a fair market value for the land to each land owner that they take from. Um, why we are doing this, time will tell. But typically, if we're trying to fix up a road like that, it's because we're going to have development. We're expecting development or we're trying to encourage development. So, Huber South, you guys probably are going to be getting some development soon. And um, as far as what I heard, that the Powell Road construction is I think 3 or 4 months, and they're going to start that in March.
Yes,
I think that's what I remember. It was a long meeting.
it was. It was
So-
really long, and there was a lot of information.
So there was that. The Chambersburg Road West right of way acquisition services contract modification. We are just having to pay the. Okay, everybody knows that we're trying to have a sidewalk that goes from Chambersburg all the way down to Rip Rap. So the kids all over in that area that like Lexington Place and just there's a lot of development through there, and these kids don't have a sidewalk to walk to school on, and there's not even really a shoulder.
That's dangerous.
Very, very dangerous, and I have no idea how the city of Huber Heights thought that it was okay
Yeah.
to build housing developments through there with not having a way for these kids to get to school other than walking on the literal street. So this is highly needed. There was about 16, I think I remember Russ Bergman saying, 16 landowners that were kind of playing hardball with the city. They didn't want to, sell the portions of land needed to be able to have that sidewalk. So we hired somebody else to try to deal with all the, I say deal, but deal with all the residents, try to get that land. They've had to pay for surveys and all kinds of stuff just to try to get the ball rolling. So it's ended up costing us as a city more money because they're having to put a little bit more fight into it. I'm never for taking somebody's land or buying it when they don't even want to sell it.
Yeah.
Unless there is a true, like, public purpose need. Like, it's not a want, it's a need. And honestly, for the sidewalks, that's a need.
It's a necessity.
Yeah, we do not have busing to the high school. So
You're having to walk.
so they're having to walk onto the street. That's not okay. Oh, the water main improvement project for Womack Street, Battle Court. That is just for a new water main. I guess the people that live over there, their wells have dried out. They're having a pretty hard time. I don't know a lot of information on it. I haven't like dug in and looked through all that, but I know that it's been a conversation that's been going on for a while. So I know those residents that live over there will be happy because we are awarding a contract to get it started.
All right. Here's a fun one.
Yep.
Dublin 7.
Mm-hmm. The Dublin 7, which we heard about pretty much like a month or two after the annexation. You know what? It might have been longer than that. But we heard about the Dublin 7, we heard about the indoor music venue, and then we heard about the hotel.
We can couple those together because they're both here.
Yeah, the hotel that's coming with like 2 great restaurants inside of it or something. Well, for one, I heard last night that the hotel is not locked in. So, and Mark Campbell was talking about how he's not really that excited about a hotel being there anyways. Like he's not against it, but he feels that something better could come along. And
What does that mean? What does that mean to you? You want to speculate?
mm,
Or not really?
to me, it kind of sounds like we're already having discussions with somebody else, and we're kind of making them fight for the land in a sense. But that's not what was said. That's
That's not what was said. That's like, you're correct, but
yeah, that is just
If-
my opinion.
if I read between the lines, I also read that conversations are being had behind closed doors.
Well, for a lot of this, there are, when you're in the process of trying to make real estate transactions and trying to get business to come here, those meetings cannot be in front of the public
Yeah.
because it could interfere with, if somebody hears like, oh, this person is going to move up on executive, they haven't purchased the land yet, and Huber is, they're talking about buying it for 500,000. I'm gonna offer, 700,000, and then I know that I'll get it. So it's
But we heard proof of those behind closed doors conversations last night.
yeah. And so with the Dublin 7, um, it is, it's the restaurant concept that's going to be right in front of the True Hotel. That is, they have all the pictures online and everything. It's going to have a beer garden. Um, it's going to kind of have like a seated area on the deck.
Have you been to the Dublin pub?
Yes, but it's been a long time.
It's delightful. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm.
Well, you want to know why I don't really go to the Dublin pub?
I'm not saying I go often. I'm just saying I like it. Why do you not go?
Inconvenience.
Yeah, it is. It's not convenient.
You gotta look everywhere for a place to park, and the actual owners talked even about that. Last night, like with a downtown, you pretty much gotta park wherever you can, and then you walk.
Especially if other things are going on.
Yes,
Like we were downtown around Halloween and it just happened to be the day that they were having their Halloween thing, and I had no idea that it was the day
Yeah.
that they were doing their Halloween thing. And I was
way.
like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, no way. I think it's just because I'm getting old,
Oh yeah, definitely.
so I was more
Agreed.
inclined for that kind of stuff. Like wherever we park is fine. Like I don't care. And now I'm just like, we gotta park all the way over there to be all the way over here.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Mm-mm. So yeah, there is going to be a public hearing on Monday, November 10th, in regards to the basic development plan for Dublin 7. It was talked about how the it's kind of short on parking spaces, but that it has the roads next to it, and it's going to have the indoor music venue, pretty much like catty corner from it, and how there's going to be seating there. But even at the indoor music venue, there's not the required amount of parking spaces over
No,
there either.
No, it's very short on spaces. They said that the zoning approval for the indoor music venue was for 3,500 patrons, and it was one parking space for every three patrons.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be
One.
per code, one for every 2.5. It's either 2.5 or two.
It's one for every two.
Okay. So, I have mixed feelings about this because even if the Rose is sold out, people are having to park at Warped Wing, and there's even cars that are parking at Meyer and having to walk all the way over. Now, it's when you buy your ticket, that is parking included. But when you can't even park at the place, that's an issue. And then we're gonna have people going to Dublin 7.
I thought that the Rose had enough parking if they were sold out. Like, I thought they were supposed to have enough parking that accounted for if they were sold out.
No, they've had to have agreements with Warp Wing, and and I don't think they have an agreement with TJ Chumps or anything, but they fill up the Warp Wing parking lot, they fill up the hotel parking lot, and then we've seen people parking uh in the grass and everything. Like, yeah, it's been an issue. Um, but out of however many concerts they have,
So
how
they're
many
just,
times are they really sold out? It's not like a boatload, but it's enough. It's enough. So if we have two events going on at the same time,
and that's a possibility with something where they're gonna have a.
they said it's 100% a possibility. They would just have to have start and stop times like staggered at the two. Mimi is going to be managing both of them, so they said that should be easy to do. But at this, when they're at each show, like in the middle of the shows or whatever, you can have one starting first and the other one starting like 2 hours later. All of them cars are still going to be there.
Yeah.
So, there. I know that the new indoor one, they did mention having
VIP lot.
no, it's like Uber and
Oh,
Lyft and everything to where there is going to be like a way for them to, do drop offs and pickups or whatever. I have no idea how it's going to look. We can discuss that more when I get to the indoor music venue. But so that's one of my concerns with the Dublin 7. Um, the concept of the Dublin 7, though, like as you know, he talked about why he didn't want to call it a pub and what the 7 means. And, they're trying to get away from that whole like, oh, it's a pub, so it's not a family, establishment. And it's like, no, like you can go to BJ's Brew House and you can bring your kids there. So this just kind of that name kind of opens the door more for them family wise, I guess. But like I said, the whole concept of it is pretty cool. I think that a lot of people in Huber are excited, about the Dublin 7. One particular thing that did bother me, and it's kind of been my suspicion all along, and I feel like a lot of it was confirmed, was Mark had asked Aaron um, how important like the Dublin 7 and everything, or the indoor music venue was all like together, like how important was all of it and working together. And, Aaron said, like, hands down 100%, like, that we basically, my take of what he said was that we needed to have the indoor music venue to end up having the Dublin 7. So, yeah, Mayor Gore talked about how it was 30 days after he was sworn in on January 30th that he talked to the Dublin 7 owners. And it was a concept that they were wanting to bring to Huber Heights and everything. But if you notice, the Dublin 7 and indoor music venue work hand in hand. Hand in hand.
I have to.
So, with that, that leads us over to we're going to talk about the indoor music venue basic development plan. We had to have the indoor music venue to lock in Dublin 7. That is, in so many words, what I heard last night. And that again confirms all that I was thinking, is that the indoor music venue was not going to happen without carriage trails to annexation.
Which is why we kept not hearing anything definitive about it
So
and why they were so determined to push the annexation through when we were.
1000%. I mean, even the due diligence report did not have a full cost analysis breakdown, because if you were to do a full cost analysis breakdown, residential development costs the city more. So, but yeah, you know, I remember going through the meetings and sitting through all of it, and I can just remember the mayor saying, if nobody up here knows how they are going to vote, if anybody knows, uh, you know, how they're going to vote or any additional information until we get the due diligence report, you know, just say something now. And he starts like calling out like random council members, like blah blah blah. Did you know? Blah blah blah. Do you know? Like, so don't sit up here, or don't come up to the podium and say that we know how we're going to vote, because we don't. That was seriously like what he was saying. But if you have no other way to pay for the indoor music venue other than to annex carriage trails to and have an NCA pay for it and TIFs, I had to look at the camera to say that, because it's just these are the things that you, if you aren't paying attention,
You miss it. You totally
from
miss
the
it.
beginning, yeah, you completely miss it and just, oh, he's just doing a great job and everything. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things that are good. But this kind of crap, why don't you just tell us? Like, I don't give a shit how you feel and what you say. I want this indoor music venue, and it's going to bring the Dublin 7, and then we're going to have like other great things that are going to happen on executive. I'm sorry that you don't want the annexation, but we're doing it. Like, just be honest. Don't play these games.
Oh, but don't worry, there's a Citizens Academy coming, and we're gonna talk about how transparent and everything.
Sorry, that just got me heated.
We're
Well, hold on. Before we get to that, let me just.
I just thought it tied in because, you know, we're gonna talk about how the city's transparent.
So let me just say too that like I said, the public hearing for the Dublin 7 is going to be November 10th. It's for the basic development plan. It's at City Hall on Taylorsville at 6 p.m. Since it's a public hearing, you do not have to register to speak. To my knowledge, at a public hearing.
You have to.
So the indoor music venue is going to be right after that, and another public hearing for the basic development plan of the indoor music venue. Both of these items, please, please, please go to the city website, take a look at the agenda, and then you can click on like the drawings, the staff report, the presentation, which I hope that they fix the indoor music venue presentation, because when you click on that, it opens.
The Dublin 7.
Yes.
I saw it too.
So yeah, anybody watching this from Huber staff or whatever, can you fix that so that people can actually see it prior to attending this public hearing? This is your time to speak. If you do not speak, they don't know. And they're just going to go however way they want to. The last thing that is going to have a public hearing on that same night is the Sims development. Um, I believe that is it's either the Gables or the Reserves at the Fairways, which that name is so ironic since the golf course never happened.
Gable Way, State Route 201.
Okay, so it is the Gables. If everybody remembers, when this all was first done, we granted them a CRA, community reinvestment area, to where it abates the property taxes for 10 years.
10?
10 years. So I think they're adding 16 or 17 now more units, and they would like to have the same type of agreement that they had previously, which is just continuing on for them other 16, 17 units, another 10-year CRA. And the CRA for the property owner does not start until they sign for that unit. So, it could be a couple years down the line, then finally they have somebody in that unit, and then, yeah. So, that's fun. Makes no sense, because our city is thriving and developers want to develop housing and everything else here. So I don't really feel like we should be just handing out abatements, and
We don't have to.
no, we don't.
It's not necessary.
I'm kind of being a smartass.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, where it says 2-car garages, if anybody looks into it, these garages, it is stacked. So you're gonna have, here's your first car, here's your second car. So this person comes home later and leaves later in the day, but this person,
You're gonna move out.
yeah. So you're just rotating. Whoever thought that was
Dumb.
a good thing to do? I don't know. But Sims, I will say, they do make a good product. So, but yeah, them are my only concerns with that. You
I get to talk about Citizens Academy?
Yes.
So, Citizens Academy is something that the city of Huber has decided that they're going to do to help with transparency, community connection, and civic understanding.
And to get residents connected with staff and everything too. Like, so you can know the staff.
It's going to happen in 2026 if you're interested.
Sign up started today.
January 29th through March the 19th. It's 8 weeks long. 7 sessions plus graduation because they want a party. And it's on Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Go get you some of that transparency. Lord Jesus.
I love this idea.
I do. I really do. I was like, yay. And then I was like, okay, good. Yay.
Yeah, I mean, I know what's gonna happen. It's going to be, this is how we do things. This is how things are ran. But it's what a lot of the public already thinks, like, on how things are ran. It's just a little bit more like hands-on, to where you get to deal with some of it. that's not letting you in the back door, and
I want some behind the scenes.
yeah, it's not going to get you behind the scenes or anything like that. It is
I want to see what really happened.
yeah. Um then there's people that don't even know those meetings exist.
Well,
So
but here's the thing. If I'm being perfectly honest, I think that there are some people who don't have an inkling of a clue how some things happen at City Hall,
mhm.
period. So I think that this is a great opportunity for some people like that to see how business is conducted in some of the offices at City Hall. And um, for that, I think this is a great idea. I do.
Yes, because there is so much that goes into
Yeah.
city, like the whole economic side and development and tax, finance. I
I mean, they were talking during the very first section of the meeting about economic development and how, for the city of Huber Heights, that our vacancy rate for buildings is 3.5%. And for the county, it's 11 point something.
yeah,
And
11.7.
yeah. And I think that the people who deal with economic development at City Hall, like, I think just following them around would be very interesting for the day. Like,
Yeah, like
you would be tired at the end of the day, though.
Jason is like one of the economic development um people, and I have it written down in here, but I forgot to talk about it. This was another good thing. Um, we have High Tech, which is a business that is located in Tip City, and they are coming to Huber.
Mm,
So that is a big deal
yeah.
because they even wrote in the business journal how Huber Heights was just a pleasure to work with, and in encouraging them to come and showed them like, hey, we have this building like ready for you. It's going to be big enough. You have room to expand, because they don't know how big they're going to get, and having the ability to possibly expand further is necessary. And they said that city staff was great to work with. So
That's excellent.
yeah, that is awesome, because we need more jobs. um the other plus is that PBS on executive is growing, and I know that they just did an addition not long ago. So they have just been growing and growing. So I can't remember which one of these is supposed to add on 40 additional jobs in the next 3 years. I can't remember if it was High Tech or PVS, but it was like $6.5 million, um, in income that was going to be taxed, that the city can get, and that that's great. So I'm glad that we talked about that so that I could bring that up, because these are these are good things.
Yep.
I know I talk a lot about some negative things, and I seem like a Debbie Downer on occasion. I get some crap talked about me, but my real goal here is to inform you guys, um, break it down a little bit, have some discussion, and hopefully get you guys engaged. So, and start going to these meetings and telling council like they're doing a great job, they're doing a sucky job. It's up to you. It's up to you what you tell them. So just remember though, more houses, same problem. Develop everything except for community. So
Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.
thanks for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes. Please.